live, Guardians.
But
Welcome
it's like,
to
Hello.
why hot dogs though? Like, I'm really more of
a corn dog kind of guy.
bro, corn dogs. Yeah, are so good.
They're definitely not good, but they're there.
Wait.
It's like it's one of those things where you're like at a circus and you're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot corn dogs are a thing." Or you're in the freezer aisle and you're like, "Yeah, I wonder if there's like somebody who comes here like every week and buys like 3 boxes of corn dogs." I know there's a guy, you know?
Dude, I mean, he's probably living his best life.
True. True.
I don't I don't understand why you would like not be enthusiastic about corn dogs, bro. They're like
When's the last time you had a corn dog?
Corn
Yeah.
dogs are pretty good.
False enthusiasm.
I've had corn dogs, semi recently, and
Really?
I can attest to the quality of
that
the corn
mean?
dog.
Semi-recently.
I had corn dogs.
So the last
Semi-recently.
Like within like the last like 15 years of your life, you mean semi-recently?
no. I mean, I probably I don't know. The last time I had a corn dog was probably about 2 years ago.
It's
That's-
weird that it's a memory that sticks out in your head.
It was a good corn dog.
Bro,
So good that he did not have another one for the
oh
following
my
2
god.
years.
I used to, when I was going to NYU, I used to get them a lot because they were like an actual dollar, and like on the in between campus and the train. So every day I could just like get off the train, get like a corn dog, and
Living
like,
on corn dogs.
bro,
Claus says he has one every week. Claus has one every week.
yeah, there you go.
Well, Klaus is a pog champ, so
He's got a carbo load though half the time.
what is he training?
It's like no, he like builds like muscle mass and stuff. It's like weightlifting and stuff.
The key to building muscle mass, guys, corn dogs. If you
That's-
didn't know.
So when I was talking to Klaus about working out, like what I needed, like for like he got me, he made me go buy this stuff. He said it's like really cheap, but it's like it's creatine mono. It's in the other room. I actually don't know what it is, but I bought it, and I just haven't started working out yet, so I haven't opened it.
Well, you're halfway there.
I'm halfway there.
Oh shit.
Dude, I remember like the first time Klaus showed up in Maple's stream, he just comes in and says something like he's been there for like a million years,
Yeah.
just tells Maple like, "Yo, you should be doing this." And Maple's like, "Dude, who are you? Like, are you just like some asshole who shows up in here and tells people what to do?" And meanwhile, Exo's like, "Yeah, this guy just showed up and told me to work out, so I bought a bunch of stuff and then didn't do it."
Well, I was talking to him about it because like I had actually just started I attempted to start Insanity, which is a pretty intense workout, but
Attempted by buying Insanity, you mean?
no, I've had it.
Okay.
But what so the intense workouts you have to, because I've done it before, but the way the intense workouts kind of work is that almost all of your muscle like strength, i.e. your glycogen, the energy that's in your muscles that you deplete by working out, you do that because Insanity is a daily workout that happens on a daily basis, and you have to get some way to regenerate that faster so that you're not sore on day 2, 3, 4, because then you're not doing yourself any good. And so I was talking to him about it because I was on day 3, and he said, "Yeah, just buy this and then do this for your pre-workout." And well, I don't know where the corn dogs come in. Like, is it post-workout? Is it pre-workout? We haven't had the corn dog
and
talk
put them
yet.
in a shake, or
Dude, you haven't gotten to that level yet.
Yeah.
The corn dog level.
That's next level, I guess. He hasn't. So, because I don't know if he bodybuilds or what, but he knows a lot about it.
Okay.
And I figured I'd talk to him about it, and he said, "Yeah, buy this." He says corn dogs is just for the calorie intake, but
I love it.
Yeah. So I bought it, and then I didn't do Insanity ever again since then.
Yeah, man.
so,
Sounds pretty solid, dude.
so I'm gonna do that eventually, but just not right now.
So before we get to the TWAB, I want to jump in and talk
The
about
twab.
yeah. I want to talk about something that happened this week. I figure it's late enough in the week that most people probably know about this. Have you guys done your offering to the Oracle?
Oh yeah.
I actually missed that entire thing. What did you say?
Have you guys done your offering to the Oracle this week?
Yes. Yeah.
So you saw the cutscene then?
Yes.
What'd you think?
I don't know how he's gonna come in because he's a guardian, right?
Mm-hmm.
So guardians don't. Well, he's indebted to the light. I was explaining this to somebody off stream. I was like, so basically, this is where we are in the story, and they were like, "Oh, that's cool." So guardians are kind of indebted to the light because of the ghost. Because without the ghost, they would be dead completely. And so, like, he's indebted to the traveler now because the traveler gave the ghost the light, that therefore gave the thing. But this, like, his ghost now has been searching for him this entire time.
Yeah.
But
his ghost is named Pulled Pork, by the way.
Yeah, Pulled Pork is a great ghost name.
Yeah.
So does he have an obligation now to join the Vanguard, or is it?
So I saw some lore on that, and if either of you guys know more, and I'm butchering this, let me know. But number one, he's not gonna have his memory of being Prince Aldrin. Like, he's not gonna know anything that happened before.
But Ikora and Zavala will obviously remember.
But there's something called Cade's Dare in the lore, where Cade said that anybody who kills him would have to take his post in the Vanguard.
Any hunter. So assuming that Aldrin's a hunter.
Yeah.
And he is a hunter. We know he's a hunter.
So he might be our new...
We know he has a cape.
He might be
but
our
we
new
know he's a
Flashpoint
hunter,
vendor,
though.
Guardians.
Yeah, so...
I've never seen him double jump. TBH.
He's got a cape, though.
He has a cape.
Mm-hmm.
But so like I think that there's definitely like gonna be like some kind of like internal struggle and like important it's like putting him like in that position. Like we're gonna see some story like
but the question is when are we gonna see this story? Like, we're probably not gonna get it during the annual pass. Are they setting up for whatever the next thing is?
For the next cutscene in the next Gambit whatever.
Yeah, they might do like one little cutscene per thing per annual pass thing, and then are we just setting up for like a big story in September?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe with Destiny 3. But the thing that like kind of like cements
Wait, is it Destiny 3? I'm sorry, is it Destiny 3 or?
Well,
possibly.
This is third hand, so like I don't want to like really like, you know, I didn't see a Reddit thing on this from our guy or anything, but I was talking with someone. I was talking with someone I know who knows someone personally who was at Bungie and signed an NDA, who seems to be alluding that Destiny 3 is coming out in September 2019.
Yeah, that would. I mean, the key there is Sony appears to be circling around a 2019 release date for the next PlayStation, if not late 2019, then early 2020. So they'd probably want to be...
That would come out first. That way we can not keep up with legacy consoles.
I would too, but if it's coming out, I'm telling you right now, if it's coming out in September 2019, at least, if that part's true, then those legacy consoles are going to get
if
an
the
initial
PlayStation
release of this. There's no way that they're going.
If the PlayStation 5, if the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox, well, the Xbox is further out, I guess.
But they could always do what they did with the first Destiny, where they eventually cut like the 360 and the PlayStation 3.
Development. Rise of Iron, how ran.
Well, just the install base on the PlayStation 4 is like 85 million right now. So I mean, for as much as I want to see this game come to exclusively PC, the development costs are insane to the point where they're gonna force on
all we can hope for is
PlayStation 4.
crossplay. Honestly, they're not gonna.
Crossplay would be great.
Yeah.
And that'll be a feature that if it's there, it's going to be touted in the next console for like the next console release from Sony and from likely from Microsoft. I mean, we kind of know Nintendo's already on board with that, but there's other big news with Epic, with not just being Fortnite, and it actually has some bearing on this conversation as well. Have you guys heard about what's going on with Epic?
No.
So Epic released Fortnite, and they fought very hard to get Fortnite as a multi-platform play anywhere game with multiple platforms. So you can play. Sony has caved on that. So you can play with PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, mobile, PC, all can play together.
Oh yeah, they built it into the Unreal Engine, right?
That's the news that they built those tools and other further tools into the Unreal Engine and is now allowing anyone to use those tools to make their games with.
No more excuses. If you're using the engine, then it's there,
Yeah.
Right.
The only reason to not have it is
preference.
Well, that's huge though, because the Unreal Engine is used by about 80% of the developed games in the industry.
That's true.
So Unreal Engine 4 now supporting cross play, right? Cross platform. So that would be cross play. That's huge news.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then the only thing server side or like company side is cross save. So that would still have to be. That's still something they can use as an excuse, but hopefully,
hopefully they don't.
Man, I'm just thinking about like this timetable, and number one, like if it is true that it's coming out in 2019, I really hope that Destiny 3 is not the same type of release that we saw with Destiny 2, where it's a fresh wipe of the game. I don't believe they've had enough time to build a brand new game from the ground up. I wish I could believe that they were capable of doing that, but man, Destiny 3 or Destiny 2 had more time to develop, and we got very bare bones stuff. I know a lot of people say, oh, they had to reboot the development cycle in the middle of development and stuff. It's like we've heard that now for 2 games of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. It's an incomplete game because they had to reboot during development. I'm sick of that narrative, I don't want to hear it anymore.
So like I agree with you that like it's a super short development time and that sucks, but like I do trust, like I have total faith now in their like vision for the game. I think that like they really set like like a really strong precedent with Forsaken, and then they followed up in Black Armory like with like just an incredible like maturity and like focus on end game and like really like catering to the hardcore player. Like I as far as like faith in the franchise and like what they're trying to do, like for me that's fully restored. So like even if we have a little game at launch, I'm at least hopeful that it'll be a good one.
Yeah, I think it would just be silly to kind of abandon this whole universe they started building. Unless they have something unless they have like really substantially changed the infrastructure of the game, to the point where it's like this old stuff is just so one-dimensional in comparison to what we're doing now. But I can't imagine they've made that huge of a leap.
In many ways, Destiny 2 was kind of a reboot to Destiny 1, right? So because
like a regression,
like the entire systems were changed. They focused more on the story side of it. They we joked about for years, but like when I played Destiny for 7 months before I stopped playing at launch, and I probably couldn't even tell you the names of the main people in the Vanguard because there was no focus on any of the characters. There was no story like elements that kind of brought them together.
You never played the Taken King though, right?
No.
Yeah.
For as much as we hated the initial campaign, though, there was that kind of like sense that the story was being retold, and there was a lot of things they changed to match the way the new direction of the story was going to go. So with Destiny 3, I really don't see there to be a need to reset the game, as it were.
Oh, go ahead. I thought you were done.
I was just going to say, if anything, I would say there's more of an onus for them to bring back everything. Like I've heard it talked about on a couple of I can't remember which podcast, maybe it was Fire Team Chat. It was Destin that said what he wants is, and I agree, is to have everything from Destiny 1 into Destiny 2. Like all the weapons that we love and all of the exotics, into just bring them over and balance them and do whatever you have to do. But they need to all move forward into the next game. And we need to move from that point, and then they can build something bigger and better.
I'll answer that point in a second. I wanted to address Reese says that he actually does want them to wipe the game, go a fresh start.
That.
I can sympathize with that, but that's how I felt at the end of Destiny 1, and my thoughts were this. I can still remember it vividly. Destiny 1 has been too easy. Everybody has everything. The only way that we can get this game to be a true MMO is if we wipe the slate clean and we start fresh, and then they can make the grind more significant and make things harder. Well, what we got was them doing that and wiping the slate clean and then making the game easier and making like things like even more watered down somehow. So like I can't really explain the level of frustration that I had for that, and it just makes me reluctant to want to be emphatic about doing something like that again for this game, just because I do still feel burnt on that trust. I said, okay, I can understand their vision for this if this is the direction they want to go, but really that was not the direction that they wanted to go. So
I mean, I think something that's important just to look at as far as like Destiny 2 content, like all the initial Destiny 2 content, like I'm really in for a wipe. I just kind of want it gone. Like it doesn't fit with the franchise, in my opinion, especially like from a PvP standpoint, like, and like to an extent, like with like the year one raids, like the Leviathan and such. It's like everything about Destiny 2 year one was designed around a shitty time to kill and a double primary system. And so we have like raids and mechanics and PvP maps and a whole bunch of weapons that were like introduced like for like this kind of terrible system that like is not really, it just doesn't like match, you know what I mean? And like I feel like right now we're in a place where the game is like, we're in a better direction, but we're still fighting Destiny 2 year one because there's all this content that we interact on a daily basis, which has just kind of been like makeshifted and repurposed into something like to work with what we have now. But like you can feel the design intent was like is different from what we're playing with. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I hear that, but I also would say that like they just haven't been making enough Crucible maps in general recently. Like there was not many that came out with Forsaken, and there's been none with the annual pass, so I'd like to see, like I'm a little bummed that we still in Destiny 1 had more Crucible maps than we have now. That is the biggest failure, because like if you if at least we had more maps in rotation that fit with the design changes, then it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah. I
From my
mean, breakthrough maps.
from my perspective, I am still. I mean, I just did 2 nightfalls in a row today where I was like, oh well, I have the Ikelos shotgun, year 1. I have the Midnight Coup, year 1. And I think I even had the Whisper on because I was solar. So like that's it. I know they want us to move away from year 1 weapons, but in a lot of ways they were too good for their own good.
Too good
And
for their own good.
I don't know. Yeah, so like maybe you're winning me over on that argument. Maybe they need to just complete. But I don't like it's so hard to say that they should wipe it and then we just be back where we were with Destiny 1, hoping that the vision is better this time with Destiny 3.
We've had this discussion a couple times in terms of the weapons. It's like they can, if they want, bring all the exotics forward, or they can choose to leave them behind. If they bring them all forward, eventually they either have to make the choice of nerfing some of the top tier weapons or making something even more powerful, but eventually you hit a ceiling of like how much more powerful you can make the weapons feel. So you're forced to nerf the weapons, and then people complain about that. Contrastly, if you choose to leave them behind in their original state, you can still use them for the old content, but then all you do is hear people say, bring back so-and-so, bring this back, and then eventually they do.
Yeah.
So we're kind of in this never-ending cycle of that.
The only way to stop that is to have everything back.
Not really, though, because, all right, like your Midnight Coup, for example, if it had a mod slot on it, you would be using that forever. Like you'd never use anything else because it's tough for them to make something more powerful than that that's legendary. You know?
Don't you feel though that there were guns like they did an okay job with some guns in Curse of Osiris? They had in the base Destiny experience, it felt like there were guns that we were using. The Uriel's Gift is a perfect example, where they had a better version of it with just a stronger perk or whatever that was negligible, but you could use it in more situations. You found it just better in general, or just a different play style. And it was the number that was exactly the same RPM, but like I think even the auto aim and the recoil direction was the same, but like it had better perks that you could use on a more, I guess, ubiquitous.
You're just talking about the sandbox changing, though, right?
No, but like the actual guns that they produced in Curse of Osiris were intended to replace guns that we were using in the base.
They did a really bad job of that.
But they didn't do it with all of the guns.
Because Uriel's Gift was a vanilla weapon. What did they replace it with in Curse of Osiris? Like
they replaced it very adequately with the
number.
The number?
No, it was the positive outlook.
Yeah.
Was it positive outlook? Was that? I guess
the positive outlook had it had
kill clip.
Kill clip. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Because I was thinking the number was Curse of Osiris too, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but the whole thing about Uriel's Gift, the reason everyone used it was because of high cal rounds.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
And then they nerfed high cal rounds.
Right.
I'm sorry. Yeah. The number is a future work call weapon. So yeah, so they replaced that, and that's just an example of a gun that they replaced with an expansion. But they could do that with all the guns, and the idea
just
there
give everything
is
kill
that
clip. You heard it here first.
I don't mean kill clip, and just like I don't know, like changing up the perks, making the perks different. Maybe,
but it's hard to compete with damage perks. Like if you're looking at something like the Midnight Coup, and you're saying it's got kill clip, or it's got rampage, and it's got outlaw, and so it can reload fast. It puts out a lot of damage. What are you going to? You're going to have to say, okay, we have now bullets that explode into nuclear bombs at some point.
So the problem with the Midnight Coup is not that it's not that it had Kill Clip Outlaw, because that's fine. Or sorry, it's not that it had Rampage Outlaw. That's that's fine. It's that people didn't have to grind for that role, so now everyone has a Rampage Outlaw, Midnight Coup. You know what I mean?
Even if you had to grind for it, do you want to use it forever, or do you want to eventually get new weapons that are better?
I want to get new weapons that are better, but I think that there's a difference between because now there are there's Kindled Orchid or whatever, but and like in Destiny 1 there was the IS Luna, and there were god rolls on these weapons, but there was a ton of investment that went into getting those weapons. And when new cut weapons came out, people were investing time also in those to see if they could compete. And anyway, there was a lot of time investment and a lot of enjoyment grinding for these roles. I think a big problem with the Midnight Coup is not just that it's really good, but it's that everybody has it. So there can be a Dado video that says this is the universally best kinetic weapon that you can use.
And what's weird though, in Destiny 1, everyone did grind for PvP roles, but there was always just universal weapons for PvE. I never grinded for a PvE role on anything. The only one I ever heard about was there was a very specific LDR role you could get that could do theoretically more damage than the Black Hammer if you had full ammo and all the conditions were right and everything. But I mean, nobody went for it because it would have to be the perfect role for one specific scenario. There was nothing really in PvE. Everybody just used Fatebringer for year 1 and, Black Hammer and Gallahorn.
Yeah.
And that stuff was all fixed.
There was still diversity though, and a big thing that caused that diversity too was the fact that weapons were bound to slots. Right, there's zero reason for you to now be able to use a hand cannon in the first or second slot. This slot binding shit is BS, especially because kinetic weapons have an extra 5% damage. So the Midnight Coup is really great because it's a role that everybody has, and it's in the kinetic slot, so it's just doing 5% more base damage than hand cannons in the energy slot. That just doesn't make any sense.
I think
we're still fighting.
The reasoning for that was because of being able to break shields, right? That's what that was all about.
Yeah, but I get it, but what's the purpose of those systems in year 2 Destiny 2 other than to try to make up for the fact that year 1 was a shit show and now we have stuff in different slots, you know what I mean?
There's really no real answer to that other than hey, we messed up, we know we messed up, but this gives you greater choice and greater freedom. And
I want to give them a chance to wipe the slate and not mess up this time. We're just dealing with.
They're gonna get their chance whether we give it to them or not. If that's the direction they choose to go,
well, they're gonna take their chance, right there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that we'll give it to them. They're gonna take it whether we like it or not.
Yeah. If it's a big risk to take, it's a big risk to take,
Well, didn't we? I know we've talked about this before, but haven't we talked about how Bungie had to convince? And I thought Bungie had to convince Activision that wiping the slate was necessary for Destiny 2.
I have no idea about that.
I thought, yeah, because when they revealed it, Luke Smith in an interview, I'm pretty sure it was Luke Smith in an interview at the reveal event where they were talking about, why they're doing what they're doing, and some of the backdoor interviews that came out afterwards said that there was a lot of well, not the behind closed doors interviews, I guess. The backdoor makes it sound a little different.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors interviews said that there was a lot of convincing that Bungie had to do to Activision to get them to allow them to reset the slate for Destiny 2.
I don't know, because It seemed like they had the idea for like resetting the title as a sequel early on. I just don't know if they had that flushed out as wiping the slate clean. I mean, the thing about wiping the slate clean, guys, and we've talked about this, is like, what is your goal with this? Are we going to keep doing this every 3 years? Is this a one-time thing to get the universe and like the game into a place where you want it to be? Because I really am not interested in doing this every 3 years. I think it really devalues the level of interest you have in your characters in the game. Like right now, if I think about, well, I could really, grind for all those titles. But especially if I know that they're going to reset everything, why do I care? Like, especially if it's a title I'm not going to wear, who cares? Like, what is the point of being a completionist when all that stuff's going to go away, And then it's starting the next game. It's like, well, they're probably going to do this again, so who cares about doing everything,
I mean, the same reason that, you 100% an Assassin's Creed game, like you're not like investing in playing that Assassin's Creed game for the rest of your life.
Yeah, side note about that, I 100%ed only one Assassin's Creed game.
I thought you were gonna say
No, one Assassin's Creed game, and it was Black Flag. Because it was one of the only games that was out for the Xbox One when it first came out. And I was really into it at first. It was a good game, and then I ran out of stuff to do, so I was like, yeah, like, I wonder what happens when you 100% it. Maybe like it upgrades your house, or you get like the best weapon in the game. It's gonna be awesome. And I 100%ed it, and nothing happened. And then I broke the disc in half and threw it away because I was pissed off. So
yeah.
So what Assassin's Creed was that?
Dude, Black Flag was good though.
Black Flag.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like that was the last good one, man.
Yeah.
All the other ones have just been Black Flag with different
with no ships.
Yeah, Black Flag, which like TBH, like I kind of like did the ship battles. And
I haven't seen that.
This is fucking terrible.
But I mean, I get what you're saying about that. I just think like the expectation in an investment game like this, like an MMO style investment game, is that you're going to be able to build a connection with your character, like that it's not just going to be something you leave behind on a constant basis.
Like that's a cool sentiment. Like I get that, but in order for that to happen, it has to happen in a Destiny 1 system or a World of Warcraft system where like, oh, you get to keep your little trophies, like you can put them in your vault with like super limited space, but you have to leave them behind because of light or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what I think should happen. Like that's what I want to happen.
Dude, listen, we don't have enough vault space now. If you just have like 500 slots.
You can still have the collections. You just cap the things at like whatever the relevant light was at the time. You don't need to be able to bring everything forward always.
I think that the game is like not at its core good enough yet to just build on top of. Like they have to get the core right, man. Like we're dealing with a game that is just like very like they did a lot of damage control in year one, and we're like dealing with all that shit. Like
we're still kind of dealing with
it. You guys are thinking about this. The only reason they really want to reboot this is to just get away from the stigma of Destiny 2 launch and get more people to buy the next game. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I mean, what it comes like, I would rather buy a game that like I don't want to play Destiny where the Not Forgotten like exists forever. Because like to be
I already said that, but yeah.
What about existing raid content that we have in Destiny 2 now, and furthermore Destiny 1 content that we played and we enjoyed up to a certain point? Would you like to see that return, or at least in part to get us to that?
I think everybody would poop a little and it would be fun, but like I don't.
From the perspective of a game that is supposed to be a 10-year cycle, we're supposed to be in one solid game here for 10 years. Destiny 3 could very early on have us go
they
back
never
into
made that promise though, right? They just said
no.
they had an agreement with Activision to work on this IP for 10 years. That's really all we know about it.
Son of a Tech says it never will be because they don't know how to make a looting system, like a proper loot system.
So Godin, I know you're just coming in, but like the PvP map specifically, Huffy is advocating as the reason he wants it wipes. He wants it
They need to
wiped.
fucking
He wants
go.
these maps gone.
They're
So.
terrible. They're built for a 2 primary system, and it just doesn't work. Midtown A lane should never exist in a first-person shooter. Midtown A lane should never exist. Solitude should never exist.
Too much asymmetry,
especially as a control map. Well, asymmetry is fine, and asymmetry is fun, but Solitude works in the same way that Midtown does, where literally half of the map has height advantage over the other half of the map. It's like actually like look like. Can you imagine? I don't know, like making like a battleship board where like just like one person can see the other guy's shit and they're just like E3. Like you just have height advantage. Like if you spawn on the right side, it doesn't make any sense. What's the other one on Mars? Where if you spawn with the heavy ammo, and the other team has 20 seconds to push around like 4 walls while you sit and spawn and land them with pulses. Like these kind of things, like were designed for like a 2 primary system, and they just don't function anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Bungie has in the past done really, really good, solid map design for asymmetrical map design.
Yeah.
Most notably, I can think back to like the Halo series in Zanzibar, or like Halo 2 Zanzibar's first time we saw it. But I think it was a remake. There was a remake in Halo 3 that was really good as well.
Big in Destiny though. Like the whole thing about Zanzibar was it was like a vehicle map, and you know, your characters were all moving slow and stuff like that.
See, that was a lot of that though. Like there was a lot of
personally, my favorite Halo maps were the short maps, like Lockdown,
Lockout. Sorry.
Yeah, it was Lockout and Lockdown. They remade it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Lockout was the first one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one that was on a
midship. Midship was a good one.
Yeah, midship was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the thing you get with asymmetrical maps is momentum. Like when you look at like something like Rusted Lands, like the zones like have momentum, and so you're like making like conscious choices. Like when you're like, oh, do I need to cap? I'm at B. Do I need to cap A or C? Well, from B, it is like significantly easier to push C because of cover advantage, height advantage. So like you gain this like clockwise like momentum thing that appears, and you have that on a couple of Destiny 2 maps, and you have to make the choice like, oh, do we team push B from this, even though we're at a disadvantage or whatever. But like when you think about like Destiny 2 maps that have momentum, things like that Mars map, which I can't remember, it's like it only works if you have a pulse rifle and a hand cannon.
I really liked. I thought Blind Watch was pretty good from Destiny 1.
Blind Watch.
That's the one on Mars. It's the one that's I thought it was the asymmetrical one.
I know what you're talking about. Yep, yeah, I know what you're talking about with the big. There was like a circle thing. There's like a big circle thing in the middle.
Yeah.
The problem with that map, actually, especially for trials, it was a terrible trials map because if you spawned inside, you just won, like straight up. That was the problem with the asymmetry in that map. Like the one side had a clear advantage over the other side. It was called Blind Watch, and it had like a big circle that heavy spawned in, and then it had like a base with a ramp in it that went down to the back of the map with like an elbow.
I thought control was fun on that map, and then quick play. I never played trial. I know I wasn't playing at the time when trials came out.
Which map?
That was the map.
Oh.
But I mean, I'm looking at the maps now, and that's the reason why I was able to be like, blind watch,
Oh,
and Huffy was like,
fuck that map.
Yeah.
Fuck that map.
Yeah, it worked okay for like quick play, but
It
it's
was
just
funny.
yeah.
no, but like the vehicle maps. I mean, I know we don't really
Combined arms.
remember Destiny when we had vehicles or vehicle like
Remember
things.
Destiny when we had stationary turrets?
That was actually a thing that existed for a little while.
Yeah. Well, actually, in the beta of Destiny, the vehicles and stationary turrets were so strong, people complained about them. And then when the game launched, they nerfed them so hard, they were so weak that it was better to just use a primary weapon, even at a distance, than those.
Yep.
Now that I'm looking at it, Anomaly was the person who I know that works at Bungie. What map that he did with I think 2 other guys.
Anomaly, eh?
So Javelin is sick.
One of the 3.
Let's talk about Javelin as an asymmetrical map really quick. Like, why does Javelin work? All right, so like middle is the control point. You're both equidistant from B. So if you're on B, like B has height advantage on generators, but like is like same level on blue. Like, why is it like okay that you spawn generators? Because they like make up for that, like with a door, like a closed doorway that you can peek heavy from. You have a line of sight on heavy with that doorway, and you have a head glitch on the stairs. So like one team like has a doorway and pipe spawn, which like gives a really good angle like for first engagement, but they balance that with like a head glitch and like an equivalent doorway on the other side, and both teams have the like choice to like push outside like immediately and fight Rockwall for heavy. Like there's options, and they're like they balance things not by giving each side like like symmetrical like advantage, but like they give each side equivalent advantage. So you
And they
play it
put a
differently.
box in every lane for cover.
Yeah, and there's boxes everywhere. There's boxes, there's poles. Like generators, if like could be just this like big open dumb thing, but there's like a big pole in the middle. There's a doorway in the back that you can fight from.
Yeah.
It gives you options. So I mean, you look at something like CS, like the counter terrorists and terrorist spawn, like those are not symmetrical.
Yeah.
You know, there's not like a firebox on both sides.
I do like some symmetrical maps. Pantheon or Convergence, I think, works well. Even
It
though
doesn't
it's
work well
symmetrical.
It works well for quick play.
I liked it in Trials in Destiny 1. I thought it was
great
good.
for Elam.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with it, like in an objective game mode, is that re-entry to B is nearly impossible because it's only approached through 3 choke points because the bottom lane is below.
So you just Titan skate through them and you're good.
Yeah, you just Titan skate through them with your shotgun out. Grenade launcher if you have it.
Yeah.
Mountaintop with one-eyed mask, 1-hit kill guaranteed.
Yeah. Or even worse, the new bow with one-eyed mask.
Oh yeah, man.
So let's talk about that new bow. Actually, either of you guys have it?
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
Or before we talk about that, we should probably talk about the Forge and the quest to unlock it and stuff like that.
Okay, can I? I think I've been keeping track of the raid secrets Reddit, and I was super pumped. I almost thought that the dungeon was going to come out this week because I'm like, wow, once they get that 3rd emblem and they can finally unlock the panel in the Volunteer Forge, we're going to open Niobe Labs. It's going to be great. And then they unlocked it, and there was a new message on the wall that basically said like, wait for week 4.
Yeah, it said I'm going to try to pull it up. I know what you're talking about. It said the something about the dawn ending.
Oh yeah, it was like at the end of the dawn, and it's like, all right.
And the dawning ends on the 7th. So
Yeah.
So what did you guys think of the quest to unlock the Forge? First of all,
half of it was really incredible.
Okay.
So So here's what it says. It says, with eyes fixed past dawn's end, the fourth flame will rise. Bring the knowledge obtained to the raiders of secrets and steal thyself, is what it translated to. So something is going to happen. The fourth flame will rise when the the dawning ends, which is the 8th of January.
All right. There's been like a lot of strife in the community over this recently.
Over the quest?
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of people. Number one, I think like the consensus about doing it on multiple characters is definitely that almost no one likes that. I don't think that there's a good reason for that. They should probably change it. And I'm not going to do it. For me, I don't really, it's not that like I think it's a good decision. I don't really mind because I'm not going to like grind that forge so hard that I need to do it on 3 characters every week. But I do understand why people are frustrated. I think that the quest to unlock it is lengthy. I'm okay with it. It wasn't necessarily very engaging. I haven't fully finished it yet, but I've gone through most of the steps, and it's a lot of like waiting around in public spaces for the most part, you know.
But the other half, right? Like the scripted, like first entry to the forge is really cool. Like the fact that it makes you engage with like modified strike content, I like that a lot. I love modified strike content.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm happy with
like
that.
The thorn. Remember getting the thorn the first time when you had to kill the special wizard at the end of the strike? That it definitely reminds me of that.
Those are really cool. Like make me engage with that old content in different ways. It's fun. But like I don't want to punch. I don't want to melee 75 fallen, and I don't want to kill 20 minotaurs.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there's
which the most efficient way of killing the 20 minotaurs is loading into the stupid Exodus crash strike over and over and over again and killing 2 minotaurs and then reloading the strike.
Maple actually has a far more efficient way, like 20 minotaurs in 5 minutes, like max. Like it's really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's like a minotaur that, like in the artifact's edge. That literally, as long as you're standing like on this like stone, like just pops up every time you kill it.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
So Bungie actually, I noticed the reason why I'm bringing this up. Well, first, Gathalion had said about the I can't find his tweet now, but he said that it takes longer to do this quest than it did the Warmind campaign. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And he's right. Well,
I'm happy about that in concept. Like I like that. I just don't. I don't know that. They're making. I get that they're making do with what they have. Like they can't necessarily render a whole new environments and stuff like that. But some of it does feel kind of dry and boring, and I'm not even really comfortable doing a lot of it on stream because it's like, you know, like you're just like falling asleep trying to do it. I saw skill up as being really hard on this, so that'll probably go into his review of Black Armory for sure. But and you were gonna say probably Niobe Labs isn't gonna be a dungeon. We found that out, unfortunately.
But it is gonna be an event, and I'm excited to see what that means. Even if it's like some kind of engaging story content, I'm into it.
So, do you think that means there is no dungeon?
I don't think there is a dungeon then.
I don't think so either.
Man,
I think the dungeon might come with the Scaredy Cat raid content that we're not getting with the supposed raid on Titan with 8 on the 9 said the next raid would be on Titan, right?
Everybody wants a dungeon.
Everybody wants one, yeah.
So the dungeon I think is gonna happen in
if there was like this 3-week cycle had a different dungeon each week.
Oh god, it would be amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
They sync it up with the first week or the second week, so you have something to do each week.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it'd be sick, but I have to answer the doorbell really quick.
Bungie tweeted less than an hour ago. So while we were
oh really?
While we were podcasting, they said that the Le Monarque, the boat, actually has a chance to be forged alongside of any powerful frames. So whenever you're forging a powerful frame, you actually have a chance to get it.
Okay.
So it's not just like one per week.
Right.
Or like a reset thing. So anytime you're forging a powerful frame.
Yeah, I had seen a lot of people on Reddit saying that. I even heard that like some people got it without a powerful frame in their inventory at all. So
I had a powerful frame. I did get it.
Nice.
But I had a powerful frame, and it was the first time I ever did the thing ever. So when I had the thing drop,
how do you like it?
I hate it.
Really? It looks so good, dude. It looks better than any bow I've seen.
The draw time is so ridiculous, it's not even funny. And so I use it with Oath Keepers.
Yeah.
Which I just got I just got that, and I was like, oh, this is kind of stupid to get an exotic like this.
Yeah.
And I infused it. And then I got the Le Monarque, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pull that out of collections now and see how it goes.
Yeah, but so have you used it in PvP at all?
Yeah.
Because if you hit them in the head, it does like 180 damage by the time it's done ticking away.
It does 154, and then it does a bunch of threes. I didn't see how many threes it does.
Right, yeah. If you count it out, then it ends up being like 180 damage. And then also it has an area of effect. So if you hit like somebody who's standing next to other people, then that dot will hit all of them, which is really useful because you can track them all too.
Yeah, but I thought it said precision kills are supposed to create the poison cloud. And
really?
not just
I thought
precision
it was
hits.
just precision hits.
Well, either way, it's actually broken in PvE. I don't know about PvP right now, but I know for PvE for sure. Because I'm actually positive PvP as well. If you don't get because like every arrow is supposed to have a poison effect to the thing that you're hitting, regardless if it's.
You're muted, Huffy.
Only if you release it in the right window. You actually have to release it as soon as it becomes fully drawn. You literally have like half a second.
So what if you use Oath Keepers?
The Oath Keepers makes the weapon useless.
Really?
Why?
Yes, because it allows you to hold the draw forever.
Yeah, but it's supposed to hold the draw at what's called perfect draw.
Right.
Yeah, so you know how like
so it holds it at that
perfect draw, yeah.
Where is it?
It doesn't say that in the tooltip, but like the testing that they've done on it shows that like every bow, if you hold it for too long, it clicks at the very end of the charging, where it'll do like slightly less damage than it would if you like released it at the perfect time. But the Oath Keepers are supposed to draw it back to the perfect amount and hold it there.
So we know that works.
I haven't seen it on the Le Monarque, but I assume that.
Well, I for sure know it works because I've been playing with it with the Le Monarque. And it does like he was saying, like it was doing 154 damage, and then I saw a bunch of threes, but there is a bug. I don't know if it's the same thing that plagued the Wish Ender, because it seems very weird. If you shoot something with like a non-precision hit, what'll happen is it won't do any poison effect at all.
Right.
Well,
but if you hit him with a precision hit, sometimes it does. Yes.
You're talking about with the Oath Keepers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the bow is built to, like, I mean, the stuff that we're talking about isn't and the tooltips. Like the bow is built like it will always do poison as long as you like immediately release it, even if you hit them in the body.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, for sure does.
It's no, because I was literally doing it.
Like maybe with the Oath Keepers it doesn't, but like
No, I was using it on. I was using it without the Oath Keepers just to see if it was doing it, and I was just like flicking it at like a PvE enemy, and it wasn't even doing it to the PvE enemy.
You have it too, Huffy? You already have the
I'm
bow?
just gonna put it on really quick. I'm in the 8 easy. I've 100% gotten it on a body shot damage.
Guess I gotta farm this thing.
See. All right, Dreg, come here.
We got computers, guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, for 5. All right, where you at, Dreg? But yeah, I mean overall, bows make my hand hurt.
Because you have to hold it.
Because you have to hold both mouse buttons and move around. Like it's, I don't know, I'm not into it. Killed that immediately. Need some stuff that isn't gonna instantly die. Scourge of the Past. But yeah, I mean, overall, I hope neither of the other weapons come random drop.
They probably will.
I was kind of like, so I think maybe the Jotun is going to come out of the box, and I don't know, or maybe the sniper.
The what? What besides the sniper?
The Jotun or the
what is the
that's
Jotun?
the fusion rifle that puts fire on the floor.
Oh, okay.
The thing that like fits on your hand. I was kind of hoping that like that box was going to be like once you unlocked all the keys, you'd have to choose one of the weapons or something, you know, and like everybody would only have one, and it would be cool. But like, yeah, I'm pretty weirded out that the bow is just random drop. I got mine.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
From a hand cannon frame. Wouldn't that have been cool, dude? If everybody had to like make that conscious decision, like which one do you want?
Kind of, it would remind me like
so while you were actually going to get your food, but I noticed that Bungie had tweeted out that you're actually able to get it from any powerful frame. It's not required to be. I don't know if they said it was required. Like they didn't say that it was required to be at this specific forge. Although this week it is specific to the Izanami Forge.
No, you can get it from any forge.
I got mine from GoFanon.
Yeah. You can get it from any forge.
Yeah, so flicking not pulling it back all the way.
Yeah, I'm getting it on body shots.
But only when you're pulling it back all the way.
Yeah, that's the only time it does poison damage. Is when like once it's fully drawn, like for a quick it literally the tooltip says arrows fired quickly after full draw become poison arrows. So you have to full draw and then quickly release it, which is how
Throw
it works.
the Oath Keepers on too, test that.
All right.
Yeah, it seems to be doing it at full draw now. I just didn't know, like it looked like from my perspective I should have been I just read their tooltip wrong.
All right.
It says arrows fired quickly after release or after a full draw become poison arrows and precision hits. Although the interesting thing is that it's not just according to Bungie's thing itself. They say that it's not precision hits that is supposed to do it. I don't know if it's like the tooltip is correct and the effect is correct. In their own marketing for the thing, it says precision kills create poison clouds. Literally right here. Let me just link it to you guys.
Yeah, man. That's super weird. The Oath Keepers make it always poison.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
fantastic.
That's kind of a must use with that.
That's really broken, dude.
I mean, not really. It's actually just the first time Oath Keepers have been useful for anything.
Yo, dude, that's so good for PvP. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the Twitter status.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad the Oath
Oh, no,
Keepers
I'm
are
sorry,
useful.
Not that.
Dude,
It's
I'm
this
gonna
one
use
right
this
here.
thing in the Crucible.
That right there. It's that one.
Let's go, man.
So if you watch that video there, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean the precision kills give you the extra. They give you the cloud.
The area effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get the cloud unless it's precision.
And it has to be a kill, not just a
this
hit.
way like I don't know, the craziness in this exotic, like
Yeah. So the precision kill gives you, so you get single target poison with a body shot, but a precision kill will give you an explosion. Or a precision hit, actually, I think will give you an explosion.
so somebody posted a video of them shooting somebody with it just as they went to super, and it killed them. They were standing in a rift, an empowering rift, and they shot someone with a one hit, with a precision hit.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
a one-eyed
supered.
mask, right? The one-eyed mask makes it do that.
Well, one-eyed mask will do that too, but this one was an empowering rift. Is a one-hit kill.
Oh, an empowering rift.
Just an empowering rift.
That's hilarious.
So what he did was he shot him.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's 22%.
It's down there like this right here. He shot him, and the enemy supered, and he died.
What do you think you should pair that with? A hand cannon, Huffy, or what?
I'd probably run an SMG. Hand cannon's fine.
Yeah.
As long as it's a 180 or 150.
Definitely not like a shotgun or anything, though, right?
I mean, you could, but I don't think that. I mean, you'd be pretty crippled.
Yeah.
You'd have to play very specifically. Full auto shotty would work, but a single pump shotty would be suicide.
Yeah. So I'm glad these weapons are unique. I'm excited to see the next two. I think the choice thing would have been interesting. It reminds me a little bit of House of Wolves when you had to choose between the Dreg's Promise, the Queenbreaker, and the what was the third weapon they had?
I don't remember.
I don't know. When I was playing with it in Crucible, I wasn't really happy with it, but I mean that was probably because I was trying it in just like regular quick play, just like to check it out, and I'm not a big fan of the draw time.
Yeah, I mean, strength of the weapon is I mean it's more of a comp weapon than anything if you were going to use it, which is weird to say. For a bow,
that actually makes sense though, because comp is usually slower paced.
Yeah. I mean, what it does is it puts one of your fire team members on rotation and not able to fight for like 5 seconds, 5-6 seconds.
Yeah.
It opens up. If you can headshot one person, then you're playing a 4v3. And if you can headshot two people, like on a rotation, then it's a 4v2. Or like they legit just can't challenge again for an extended period of time.
No, the only thing I'm missing is all the exotics that I'd want to use on my hunter, or chromatic fire on my warlock, or
Lord
I'm missing
of
one
Wolves.
exotic on
That
my
was
Titan.
the other one.
What?
Lord of Wolves was the third.
Oh yeah. Did we know if the because the exotics that are obscured, or do we know what all the obscured exotics are and where they're gonna fit?
I think so.
Or was this so we know there's 4 weapons, right?
4 exotics?
Yeah.
5 including word, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For Black Armory.
Do we know where each of them are going right now?
What do you mean?
Like what
slot?
Yeah, what slot? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Fusion, secondary, sniper primary, bow secondary, last word primary, anarchy heavy.
Yep.
Wasn't Anarchy though the last
There's no
wish?
new armor, right? They didn't make any new armor
No.
For
Black Armory. No new exotic armor. Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
The Anarchy was power, and that comes from the last wish, though.
They used
No, it comes from the new raid, not the last wish.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The Scourge of the Past, but like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not talking about Scourge of the Past. I'm talking about like the new
the fusion rifle that Huffy was talking about a minute ago.
Yeah, I guess I'm looking at Destiny sets, and I don't see it listed at
the
all.
Jotun.
Even the Monarch, the one that I have.
Yeah, I mean, all of it's still classified. Like even the forged weapons.
Yeah.
They're classified in dim.
The Monarch isn't.
Because it's out.
Yeah. Well, I guess they unclassified that one, but even like the Kindled Orchid is still classified.
So Iron Banner's coming back, guys. You pumped to go get a 110 hand cannon or what?
Dude, the sets look sick. I'm so excited.
I heard True Vanguard's been using a 110 hand cannon with the little Monarch. I guess because you could probably just body shot.
Yeah. It's a fine quick play loadout, but in comp you're just gonna get pushed.
Yeah.
I don't think the Hunter set looks that good. I think the Warlock set looks really
good. I just
good.
don't get why they gotta put weird capes on every Hunter set.
Dude, that Hunter helmet though.
Yeah, the Hunter helmet looks really good. The Warlock helmet looks really good, and the Titan looks
it's
very.
Hard to even see the helmet because.
Yeah, but it's there.
Dude, the frame rate, bro, on the GIF, can't even see it.
We'd have to pause.
Yeah.
Have to pause at like the exact second. They're like, "Is that what I think that is?"
Plus, you get double valor, guys.
Now, if only they do something about that shader.
The shader looks like actual doo-doo, but it accepts shaders really well. I was trying on some of my favorite shaders on the Hunter armor. It's really sick.
Like, what is the point of double valor?
For people to get the Regix resets, and for people to get powerful rewards, and for people to get like the emblem, like from Shaxx or whatever.
Interesting.
So people can feel like they're making
a number go up.
Well, a lot of like people who have less time to play, so that people can feel like they're making like progress towards their light level playing Crucible.
Yeah, that's true. So Bungie's gonna start banning people with bad connections.
Hallelujah.
No more McDonald's, guys. You're gonna have to stop playing there.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, as far as 2.1.3, they've deployed some new tools in the security response team to help with that. So like it's already live technically.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. If you don't like it,
get banned.
You could be banned. You could be banned. Well, you'll get players with the most unreliable connections will receive an in-game warning.
So I've got my
I'm
Harbinger's Echo. That's pretty cool. Finally.
Yeah.
Only took like 3 months.
I looked at which character actually had it. I guess the person who first so they gave it to the character that you started the quest on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never gonna shoot the 40 eggs.
I already did it, so I've got it.
It's done.
I'm glad that every time that there's something in the game that is more grinding than I'm willing to do, I'm stoked. Like I'm always stoked that there's like stuff in the game that people are gonna have because they grinded it out, and like I'm glad they have rewards.
Well,
And I'm glad that I don't.
What I'm bummed about it is that once I get that Scourge of the Past Sparrow, I'm gonna like pretty much have to take it off.
Dude, it's like power creep, bro. Like
Well,
you can't add like
no.
perks that are too good to sparrows because like then they have to make a better sparrow, and now you're
Yeah.
forced to use this sparrow, dude. They're just gonna have to like
Well,
disable year one sparrows so that we can.
I'm just
that.
a little salty about it because I didn't have a point in time where I got to really wear this sparrow because they took so long to fix it that there was already a new better end game sparrow out by the time that they let me have the sparrow I earned, you know.
Not just that though. Lumi was talking about how he has the sparrow, but there's one caveat to the sparrow. You cannot pull it from collections to get a better roll. If you didn't get the roll that you wanted, you have to get another sparrow.
It's fixed.
Is it fixed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then why can't you pull it from collections?
It's roll stabilizers and
Instant summon. Yeah. Plus, it has like extra damage, right? It can take.
I thought he said his didn't come with instant summon.
Oh, are we talking about the new one?
The new one.
The new one.
I thought we were talking about the Harbingers. Oh.
No, the Scourge of the Past one has it doesn't have a fixed roll. It could get shorter summon. But you can't pull it from collections to get a different roll.
You can always put a ghost on that gives you shorter summon anyway.
Yeah. I haven't even seen the new Sparrow, so I don't know what it looks like. I guess I have Destiny sets up here, so I'm
looks
just gonna
like
take
Wrath
a look
of the
at
Machine, kind of
Does
mixed with
it?
Forge.
Is it exotic?
Yep, it's really sick.
So guys, no more twabs till January 10th. That means we got to come up with some discussion topics for like the next 3 weeks.
Let's talk about Anthem, man.
Talk about Anthem.
Anthem in Division 2.
Anthem cast, huh?
Yeah. We can talk about Fallout 76 and how much fun we've all been having playing it.
Are we going to be
is there anybody playing it, you think? You think there's someone still online?
Fallout.
I mean, at least for a little bit, are we all going to be playing Anthem, I guess, or
I'm going to play it. I don't know if I'm going to play it like every day, but I'm going to play it. I'm really excited about the Storm. I'm going to be playing the Storm.
I'm looking at Interceptor or something like that. Like,
there's 4 suits.
That looks really good.
There's the Colossus suit, the Ranger suit, the Storm suit, and the Interceptor.
I'm gonna be playing Atlas.
Yeah.
Have you seen Atlas?
No.
Yeah, it was pushed back, right?
Yeah.
Without
it's like better Sea of Thieves. It's like realistic Sea of Thieves to like boss battles, and like ogres and shit, and like weapons you can actually invest into.
Oh yeah, this is the pirate, the MMO that we saw on at E3 that I was like, oh my god, this looks way better than Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm really
interesting. Stoked. Kingdom Hearts 3, that's right around the corner.
Is it?
As January, right?
Yeah, really? January, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yo, the new Metro is coming out.
Metro Exodus.
Yeah. That's gonna be
Cyberpunk
sick.
Comes out next week.
Yeah, oh my god. If I'd be like, sorry guys, I gotta go.
Yeah. That would be insane, dude. When is that coming out again?
June.
Yeah.
Dude, when that gets here, I'm taking a fully fledged hiatus from Destiny. Just
I don't know.
Myself.
Honestly, I don't know if it is gonna come out in June. But yeah, so this Atlas game, this is the game that I was looking at. I'm watching a trailer right now. It looks exactly the way that Sea of Thieves should have looked. And it looks like, because it's from the makers of Ark Survival Evolved.
Yeah, so, that's what it looks like.
And it's not just hey, you play with 16 players. It's a full-fledged MMO.
So they gave this shout out to this guy Elliot Gray for his headers. and
they
they spelled his name wrong. So
Oh, that's really sad.
It's
Can we
killing-
talk about something really quick?
yeah,
Yeah.
The fact that everybody got bamboozled into literally selling their soul to playing quick play for a week in Rockstar Riot's competition, so that they can fly to Bungie and play Gambit with Lucky and Buttwipe.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
That
Wait,
shit
what?
is sad.
That Rockstar competition ended up being a Gambit tournament.
They bamboozled everybody.
So who ended up going?
Nezu and 3 other people.
Yeah, the 4 people that sold their soul to dude. It was great. I
You
was
said
just
Lucky
on
and
Twitter.
Botwipe were there? Did it?
Yep, and M-Tashed was shoutcasting it.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
it was. I'm so glad I didn't do that shit, man.
They streamed it on the Bungie Twitch page.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Yeah.
been out shopping a lot, so I haven't had a chance to really see. Oh, you're talking about so like I can probably watch it in the videos then.
Yeah.
If you have a computer, you could probably get it, you know.
Oh yeah, well we do. We do. Exclusively.
Oh my gosh, dude. This guy posted a picture like holding like their Galahorn model at the headquarters, and he was like, "So glad I got to experience this and like meet the devs and had a great time at Bungie Studios." And stuff like all the comments were like just all caps, like like
Totally lost.
Did
they lose?
You wouldn't have played Gambit.
Yo,
So
Huffy,
good.
are you?
So no, it was Lucky versus like they had 2 teams and Lucky and Buttwipe were put on different teams.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be like flying home to Bama for Christmas or anything? Or are you gonna be on Destiny?
Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming Destiny.
Hell yeah, dude! All right, I'm off Christmas Eve and Christmas, and I was just worried like no one's gonna be playing because everyone's gonna be with their families and stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
this Christmas is the first time I will actually have something to do on Christmas Eve. In the past, 8 or 9 years, I haven't done anything on Christmas Eve. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the in-laws Christmas on Christmas Eve this time.
Yep.
And then the formal Christmas at my parents' house.
That sounds like a lot.
It's 2 parties. I also have tomorrow. I have meetup party. I don't know what to call it, but it's basically it's a Christmas event.
It's a thing for a thing.
Yeah.
No, it's a Christmas event for for my father and his wife, my stepmom, I guess.
The first time I've heard EXO refer to family members by their titles rather than
their titles.
Yeah, there's somebody I have to do a thing for.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is like it gets really confusing because if I'm like, hey, if I tell you I'm doing something for my cousin or my brother or my sister, like I've got 25 or 24 cousins, first cousins.
It's a weird count to have.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Yeah.
Yo,
well, actually, no. Like,
actually, Huffy is cousins with everyone in Alabama. That's how it works.
Jesus, bro. Like, not untrue though.
I have a lot. Well, I guess I've had a lot of family in Kentucky for a while. So
anyway, so I think that we should close with our new segment.
I'm listening.
The new GuardianCast segment. I'm super excited about this. Y'all, welcome to GuardianCast episode 42. Today we're premiering our brand new segment called Meet a Creator. Today we're going to meet one of our hometown creators, one of our favorite guys, Exo Fury. So Exo, tell us about yourself. What's your name?
What are we even doing? Right? What is this?
We're just gonna meet you, man. We're doing an interview,
Okay.
so tell us about
Okay.
yourself, like the man behind Exo Fury.
Yeah.
What do you want to know
What's
that you
your
don't
name?
already know?
What's your name?
Okay, my name's Exo Fury. I mean,
Formerly known as HK117.
right? I mean, what are we?
No, like real, like first name. Just hit us with it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Huh. Interesting.
Man, what do you have a guess, Huffy? Do you have a guess what Exo's first name might be?
I have a guess. I have a guess.
What's your guess?
I'm just I'm holding on to it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Anthony.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know Reese? Is Reese in
I
on?
I think there's only like 1 or 2 people that actually do.
Interesting. Okay.
Man, I've just been doing this podcast with you for 42 weeks.
Yeah.
I just want to know your fucking name. So I see you have books behind you. Do you like to read?
Yeah. There's some
Those aren't real books. They're green screened in.
I'm dead, dude.
We talked about when you were in here. I was like, have you seen my new green screen? And he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, look, it's an interactive green screen. I can pick up things here on this green screen, pick it up, and it becomes real. It's like all behind me is real. Yeah, I got some. I mean, some comic books. I mean, we've got Marvel and DC. Comic history. We've got.
Fun fact: Reese's name actually is Reese.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
His birth name is Reese.
It is. Because I remember I made a joke once about how like when he was going to get food for his family and stuff, I was like, yeah, your mom's just like, Reese, I need you to go get this thing. And he's like, yeah, that's actually what she does say to me because my name actually is Reese. I was like, oh, okay.
One of behind me, I have the Princess Bride of Celebration. It's signed by Carrie Ellius.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Somewhere around here, I have a Boondock Saints Blu-ray that's signed by Norman Reedus, Rocco, or not Rock. The 3: Sean Patrick Flannery, Norman Reedus, and the third guy.
Pretty good. So I see you got a tree behind you, Exo.
To I guess to your.
You like?
Well, it is to my left, but yeah.
You like trees?
It's a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
4 days.
Is that like a special flavor or?
No, I don't know. I might keep it up till the 1st. Usually, I keep up like the Christmas tree that we have out in the other room. Last year, I always fight to get it to last longer because I just like it being in the room.
Yeah.
And last year, I think we actually took down the tree in May or April.
Oh wow.
We set it up and we never touched it. Yeah.
Now, when you say we,
when you say we, yes.
Is that code?
Where's the question?
Yeah, it is. So
is we like us as an alien society, or
no. my as Huffy. Well, I don't want to ruin the mystique for Huffy, who actually believes that I'm a robot or an alien. The word I'm gonna use is my mate.
Okay.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yo, let's go.
Okay.
All right. I'm into this.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about this right
Meet
now.
a creator, guys. This has been Meet a Creator. Guardiancast. And we've drug it out a long time now, so I'm just going to end the segment. But thanks, everybody, for coming this week. I hope everyone has a good Christmas, holiday, whatever it is you celebrate. We'll be back next week with another episode. Hopefully we can get some more guests on soon. I'll see you guys later. Peace.